All right, y'all. Back at it again with another discussion video. Last one was dope, man. A lot of people gave their feedback, and whether you agreed or not, the engagement was fun. So look, today we're gonna be giving ourselves a grade, bro. We're gonna be focusing on a few different aspects of battle and objectively rating ourselves on those aspects and give ourselves an overall grade. And at the end, we're gonna add or deduct points based on who our main is, because your 400 experience is drastically different depending on who you main. All right, so we're gonna be treating these grades like a Madden or 2K sliders. So our overall would be from 0 to 99. All right, I think it's important that we reserve the 90s and above to the comp players. So if you know you're not comp and your grade is like a 93, you weren't being objective. So yeah, I'm gonna be objective with myself. Y'all gonna see. So yeah, we got 4 different aspects of battle. We got reads, reactions, mix-ups, team fighting / anti-ganking. We're gonna combine those two because I mean they're one and the same in a sense. But yeah, let's get straight into it. Reads. Look, this is the weakest part of my game, bro. I used to be like a purely reactions player, especially pre-CCU, and yeah, bro, like I don't have as many years of experience as making like high-level reads against like high-level players like I do reactions. But you can't really react in today's meta since they added all these characters you have to make reads to. So I be getting busted up sometimes, man. Like, and I'm more of a casual gamer for real, but at my best, I can compete with like the best of the best on a good character, but I'm not always at my best, which is another point. We're gonna be taking our average, not at our best, bro. Like sometimes I'm chilling with my kids, I'm playing, eating, whatever. I'm not gonna be at my best. So I'm not gonna give myself the highest grade possible of what I can do when I'm at my peak. This is an average. So I'm gonna give myself a 79 for reads. I think that's fair. Next, reactions. As I stated, I was a reactions player, bro. I was the guy on console, 30 FPS, deflecting the shit, parrying everything. That was me, bro. But yeah, I'm gonna give myself a 89, and I think that's fair because, like as I said, I be with my kids, man. Sometimes I'm playing. I got my newborn in my lap. I'm not always reacting to everything consistently. That matters. I can technically react to everything, but it's a matter of how consistent you can be, right? And I'm not that consistent all the time. I'll give myself an 89. Next, mix-ups. Y'all, I don't know how long y'all been around, but I was the mix-up guy with Nabushi, man. I'm telling you. But it's a different state of play. You can't really just stare and mix your opponent up the way you used to. Now everybody got dodge attacks. They're not gonna sit there and reads play a part in it as well. You gotta predict when your opponent's gonna dodge attack or not. And as I said, my reads aren't the best part of my game, so I'm gonna be objective in my opinion. I'm gonna give myself a 90. All right, next we got team fighting, anti-ganking. Guys, I'm gonna be objective. This channel's bread and butter, the backbone, is anti-gank content. Look, I truly believe I am one of the best in the world when it comes to anti-ganking and team fighting. That's all. I mean, I'm a majorities forwards player. I mean, that's what I do day in, day out when I'm on a game. I'm in forwards, solo queue, 99% of the time, by the way, which matters. So if you forward stacking all the time and you think you're super good at anti-gank team fighting, it's not the same when you solo queue. And your chemistry is different with every player. It's not the same, bro. But this is what I do. I truly believe I am one of the best. I'm giving myself a 97. I think that's fair. And that brings my overall to 88.75. I think that's fair. Like I said, I think we should reserve 90s and above for the comp players. I'm like right outside of comp. Like at my best, I can compete and even beat those guys for a decent character. But when I'm just casually playing, those guys are gonna be better than me when they're casually playing. I'm like right outside of that. And I honestly don't care enough to play super competitively all the time. So I think that's a fair grade. Now, we're gonna be rounding down because we're not gonna do this decimal shit. Rounding down or rounding up, depending on where we at. So 88.75, that's gonna put me at 89. Now, we're gonna either add or deduct 1 or 2 points or leave it unchanged, depending on who your main is. So I'm gonna have a graphic at the end of the video, but I'm gonna go through the list and why each character is what it is for right now. All right, first, Warden, 0. We're not going to add or deduct any points because prior to his buff, Warden was pretty hard to use in force. Like he had shit hitboxes. He was pretty much useless in team fights. 0. PK +1. PK's always been, well, not always, but she's a decent duelist. For a while, she's been a decent duelist, but she's not great in team fights. She got baby hitboxes. She got good recoveries, but even now, she's not that great in team fights. Scent, 0. And here's why Scent is 0. He has, I mean, all his attacks are like thrusts, like his heavies are like thrusts. You're not gonna be doing much damage without feeding a lot of revenge with Centurion. So you have to be somewhat thoughtful in the attacks you throw. Yeah, he always had the level 3 punch that'll knock you down, and that's like a free 60, 70 damage depending on how many people around. But we're gonna leave it at 0. I don't think he's an easy button. It takes skill. Conk +1. If you're a Conk main +1, he's a sit and duck in team fights. Granted, that sit and duck has full guard, and if you hit him, it's gonna interrupt your flow. But +1. Lawbringer +1. Lawbringer was absolute crap before the buff. I mean, he was more useful in team fights than he was in singles, but he needed that buff drastically. So you've been playing on hard mode for most of the game's life. Glad -1. Bro, I'm not about to go into this. Glad has always been annoying in team fights. Toe stab, confirmed damage. Toe stab, confirmed damage. I'm not about to go into this. Ones, a lot of people say he's shit 1v1. Bro, that's like reserved for a few people. Glad is not that bad 1v1. Glad is not that bad. -1 for Glad. You low-key had it easy. Next, BP. I hate BP. This is my most hated character, guys. Look, I'm still a little sick. Hold on. This is my most hated character. I think there has not been a single character that shifted meta more than BP since the game been out. BP, I hate this guy. He has so many tools. I'm not going to detail. BP -1. You had it on easy mode. Not to mention his feats and fours. Yeah, easy mode. Griffin +1. Look, Griffin was strong. Well, he's always been like decent in team fights, but he needed that buff to his hitbox. I don't think he's been easy mode since he's been out. At first, he was tough, but that was because we weren't used to his kit at the time. And then a lot of people got adjusted. He wasn't that easy to use. I mean, he was okay, but I'm gonna give you a +1. He's not really bad or good. Maybe he should be 0, but as of right now, it's +1. Warmonger +1. Bro, Warmonger used to be so tough to use in duels because her neutral was so bad. She's not like Warden where you can just flow into your offense, keep going. You know, she had to reset after every bash landed. So +1. You didn't have it easy. Even in 4, she got those iframes on her dodge. She's not easy mode. Well, at first she was, but they nerfed her feats and stuff. So yeah, +1. Vikings. Raider +1. Raider's not an easy button. Now Raider, when he got his first buff, that shit was insane. I almost quit the game, but he's not an easy button. He's been somewhat balanced. +1. Berserker -1. I almost look, if he have not been nerfed yet, I would have said -2. His dodge attack spam, that Orochi bullshit, a pirate bullshit. I'm so glad that's been nerfed. Not to mention the amount of ground he covered when he dodge attacks, bro, or when he just empty dodge, bro. Come on. Berserker -1. Y'all been on easy mode, and before people say, "Oh, Berserker shit," bro, to a few percentage of the people, Berserker's not shit, bro. Warlord 0. We're not gonna add or deduct. He always been somewhat balanced. I mean, he used to be strong in 4s with a Fury Flash shit, but he's rendered somewhat obsolete now. Valk +1. Valk's solid. She's not strong or really weak. In duel, she's pretty weak. Like, she doesn't really have much going for herself, but she kind of makes up for it in 4s. Valk, oh, she used to be really terrible too before a buff, so +1. Yeah, you had it tough as a Valk main if you've been playing since day 1. Highlander +1. Highlander needed his buffs. Yeah, he has a high skill curve too. You can't just pick Highlander up and do good with him. +1. You haven't had it easy since his inception. Shaman +1. Shaman, she's always been somewhat bad in 4s. I know back in the day, people used to run comp like Shaman Nabushi, and I know because I used to be comp a long time ago. I used to run scrims with these sweaty ass dudes, bro. But that was like a strat back then. But Shaman has been somewhat ass. If you're solo queuing, bro, never pick Shaman. Yorm +1. Yorm is just solid, bro, but he's never been super easy. Now, back when he first came out, he was somewhat, dude was a bully, but he was like fun. a fun bully, but +1. He's never been easy mode. VG, our first -2. Fuck VG. Look, VG -2. If you've been using VG since he came out, if you are a VG main, you have been playing on easy mode. This nigga is busted, bro. If I ever use VG, I'm gonna go like 30-0. This nigga's busted. I hate this character. I'm gonna move on, cause I'm about to get mad, bro. Kensei, +1. Kensei solid, but he needs some work. Kensei, yeah, he needs some work. He's pretty tough. If you main Kensei, +1. It's not easy. Orochi -1. It would have been -2, but this is me showing respect to the OG Orochi mains, bro. Like, it used to be hard to use Orochi. You have to have skill. Now he's busted, brain dead. Well, they nerfed him. He's not as busted, but he's not really busted anymore, but he's still strong. He's somewhat brain dead. Only -1. Shugo -1. Look, Shugo has always had a gimmick since he's been in the game. It was the hyper armor bullshit. He had that glitch, the one-shot bullshit. Bruh, y'all niggas been on easy mode since launch. Nobu, +1. Look, I was gonna give her +2 because how hard she is to use at high level, but that's unrealistic. A lot of people, believe it or not, a lot of people struggle against Nobu. Like, I get comments all the time. People think that she's strong as fuck. Now, needless to say, those guys aren't amongst the best of the players, but I'm gonna try to be objective, because if I give her a +2, y'all gonna think I'm being biased. Shinobi, -2. I don't give a fuck. Yo, listen, I know Shinobi used to be somewhat ass before his buff. I get it. But y'all never had it hard, because guess what y'all did when it got hard? Pause. Y'all ran away. Y'all never did the hard. Pause. And you could say, oh, well, he was trash in duels. Nobody used him in duels, bro. They only used him in 4s, standing back where they could confirm damage, come in, come out. Like, y'all never did the difficult, bro. Y'all always played the game on easy mode. I'm not going into detail no more. Aramusha, 0. Aramusha's strong. I don't think he's been that good of a character to warrant a minus for that long. Like, he's strong now. If Aramusha's been this way since, like, for years, I would say -1. But he hasn't, so 0. Hito, -2. Needless to say, look, Hito is the easiest character in the game, period. And I'm a Hito main, so I'm telling you, I like Hito. Like, Nobu's my main, but Hito's fun. Hito's great for taking the pressure off. You don't feel like playing, you don't really feel like thinking, you play Hito. This nigga's brain dead, bro. -2. Y'all been playing on easy. Well, I say y'all, but we've been playing on easy mode for a while. Kyoshin -1. Listen, I'm in the camp that hates Kyoshin. I hate this nigga, bro. Like, they just sit in full guard in team fights. They completely disrupt the flow of the fight, which is what he's supposed to do. You can't swing because they're just sitting in full guard. If you try to punish with a guard break, if you don't have access to a bash, right away, like early in your kit, bro, you're fucked. You're gonna feed revenge. And he got unblockables for neutral. This nigga's strong in team fights. I don't like Kyoshin, bro. -1. Sohei, 0. Sohei was weak on launch. He needed, he had his little gimmick. He needed his buff. And even then, he's still like a more slower paced fighter. And he's not easy to use, but with a one shot like he has, he's not that hard, right? 0. Tiandi, -1. The safest nigga on the game, bro. This nigga is so safe, it makes no sense. I can't stand Tiandi. He is the #1 counter to Nobu. For those who don't know, I'm a Nobu main. Like, I hate Tiandi. He's too safe, and he got a strong mix now. He's always been decent. Now in 4s, he struggles with damage, but he is the stall king, bro. I'm telling you, if you ever fight a good Tiandi, you can stall for minutes on end, which is a long time in a fight. I hate Tiandi. -1. Well, I love him, but I hate him. Nushia, +1. Sorry, I'm sniffing. I'm still sick. Nushia, +1. She's always been tough to use, bro. In 4s, that is extremely tough to use. Duels, people don't deal with traps as easy as some people try to make it seem. Traps be tearing people to shreds. +1. JJ. Look, JJ's solid in 4s. He's mid as fuck in duels. 0. Y'all don't have it easy. Y'all don't really have it too hard. 0. He got good feats in 4s. Yeah. Shaolin, -1. Listen, I'm of the camp that believes Shaolin takes skill. Like, to get the most out of character, you have to be pretty good at the game, bro. So he's not really brain dead. He's not like Hito, you know, you just press 2 buttons. He takes skill. Needless to say, he's still a good character, bro. Y'all niggas have not had it hard. Like Shaolin is not that. I mean, he has a lot of tools, but -1, bro. I'm not about to go into detail. Shaolin's strong. He's been strong for a while now. Zanhu, I also think bro, Zanhu's one of the best characters in the game for force. I don't care what nobody say. Zanhu hitboxes is nuts. He has good feats, crazy recoveries. He gets like a crushing count on his dodge attacks. Bro, Zanhu is extremely strong in force. I think he's S tier. I don't care what people say. I'm a force player. I fought the best of the best people in force. I fight 4 stats, confirming ganks, all kinds of bullshit. I'm telling you, Zanhu is S tier, bro. He's that strong in force. -1. Y'all had it easy. Outlanders. All right, y'all. Listen, Pirate, -1. Listen, I know y'all probably want a -2, but Pirate, I'm a Pirate. Yes, I main Pirate. Listen, I don't care. I like Pirate. I solo queue 99% of the time. I think Pirate's great. But she has had her damage nerf. She has gotten so many nerfs. Even before the recent nerfs, like she struggled really bad in duels. And I'm not like the best of the best, especially not all the time. Not even close. But I can shut Pirate down in duels. She wasn't that strong in duels, which matters. So -1. Medjay 0. Look, Medjay at launch, of course, he was busted with his super fast bash, but I don't struggle with 400 MS lights. So I mean, he's not a problem. And most Medjay mains say he needs some shit. So 0, not hard or too easy, depending on your reactions or your opponent. He could be hard to use, you know. Anyway, Alfira, -1. I feel about Alfira the way I feel about Shaolin. She has her bag so deep, bro. She can do so much stuff, but you gotta be a good player to get the best out of her. And she's not like brain dead like Hito or some shit. So -1. Y'all did have it easy though. Y'all playing on easy mode. Ocelotto -1. Look, if Ocelotto never received his nerf, it would be -2. That nigga strong as shit. Even now he's still strong. Ocelotto's strong, bro. I don't want to hear it. Cartoon -1. Look, I know she's new, but this bit almost caught her on there. She's strong, bro. She's not like Alfira strong, but she's solid, bro. She's solid. Anyway, add or deduct points depending on who your main is. Add it to your overall or deduct to your overall. So yeah, let me know in the comments what your grade is and why you gave yourself those grades. Let's make this fun, man. Yeah, so anyway, let me know something.